Are outsiders important in a relationship?
In a relationship, when a man has a problem, it's a rare where men talk. Men don't talk.
You should be able to live within the means.
It is impractically impossible to avoid third party.
When a woman makes more money, become independent woman.
We are discussing a very serious topic today, and I have experience where each one of us, for some who are in relationship, there is a saying that no man is an island, and so basically, even if the conning, when you are conning, how you did alone in a corner or in a dark spot somewhere, at the end of the day, you will tell us your brothers, and then we will get to know. And sometimes, when you're informing your friend or your brother, your intention are basically two things. One, you want them to accept her, that this is the one, or probably you want to hear comments about the person. So today we want to just discuss how do the outsiders, probably that might have the in-laws, the friends, contribute to stability of our relationship. So Dr. Desmond, are outsiders important in our relationship? If I might ask, if yes, why are they?
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
I will say, from the brotherhood code, we always say, bro, if you're happy, we are happy for you. The challenges, most of it I understand. In my understanding is on the women's side. It is easy to deal with the men. Because I know a man can stay with a woman he even does not love, but they can stay peaceful without trouble. But a woman must stay with a man she loves. My grandfather used to tell me that don't marry a woman you love, marry a woman who loves you.
Wow.
Because you may love the woman, but the woman does not love you back. Most of the women, 90% of the women, are there for you because you can provide for them.
I want to still pass the same question to Patrick. Patrick, in any kind of relationship, are the outsiders important in it? If yes, why? If no, why?
Still, I'll put it as a two-sided. It is both of them. I mean, like, it's a two-sided situation in this case. Talking about outsider in relationships, I must say this, that a lot of relationships are not standing because of people's influence and outsiders. I call them third party. And this starts from even your parents, even your brothers and your sisters are already third party. And sometimes you may have the woman or the lady you love so much. In most cases, in the African traditional setup, bring the lady, go with the lady home. The lady first stays with the mother-in-law
Yes.
for some time before you leave and go and build and start living on your own. But I've had scenarios where even where brothers, they ganged up because of the character of the woman and they chased away your wife.
So those are already the outsiders.
These are outsiders who are coming now. When you come back from your job, you come back and they tell you,
Your
bro,
woman is missing.
we have chased this girl away, this lady away, because of her character and a lot of things. You get it? And number two, even you lose interest in that lady. Why? Because every time you come back, there is an issue
To be solved.
your mother is bringing for you a big issue. This lady doesn't respect me. What kind of woman have you brought home? She's like this to me. She talks like this. She doesn't give for me food. And as a boy child who loves a mother so much, you will start saying, oh, you cannot treat my mother like this. And I want to tell you, men and their mothers, that really, it's a very strong bond. And really, to some extent, it's a very hard bond to break. You get it?
True.
So, and that's why now, your relationship is not going to stand not because you don't love your wife, but because your wife
Has issue with
has
the rest
issues
of
with
the
the, with,
people
with the
around
rest of
you.
the family. And then to you, you will start to develop hatred. You'll start saying, you don't love my people. Why do I have to keep you here? You don't love my parents, you don't love my brothers, and all these things are coming.
When my friends
And,
come, you don't give them
in the
water.
real sense, in the real sense, women don't share. I mean, like, wherever women are listening to me from, it is hard for a woman to share a house with another woman. You see, and that's why my advice would be, if you're going to bring a lady, you bring a woman, have a home where she feels a security and she feels a power.
I will advise is that it's better your wife and your the in-laws, your brothers or whatever, your brothers or your mother, they meet once in a while for a short time. There is going to be like merrymaking and everybody will be happy. Nobody is going to be identifying flaws in somebody's behavior or actions. But if you keep them in one home, there will always be power struggle. Most of the chaos we have is about power struggle and money.
Okay, thank you. I want to give Ambrose the same question, but in this manner is my brother Desmond and Patrick majorly talked about our outsiders or third party within the family. I want to ask, can another man, an outsider, become a problem to your relationship? Probably another gentleman comes with a Benz for you, are riding your tuk-tuk. What do you have to say about that, Ambrose?
Yes. So basically, as we enter into a relationship, we have different backgrounds. There are people who would want to have something that probably they don't have, and they don't have any other means of getting it. So they look at a shortcut. So if me with my tuk-tuk and another person with a Benz come, and the other goal is different, is to get something that may be bigger. I have seen people that say that they would rather cry in a Benz than laugh in a tuk-tuk. So you can imagine if you're in that kind of relationship,
Yes.
and you've not regulated
The interactions.
the kind of friends that you introduce to your family, the kind of friends that you introduce to your wife, and by the time you feel that it's now no longer normal for them to go to your family when you're not there, it might be too late.
Wow.
So even as relatives, yeah, they're important, but the interaction should also be limited. I like how he has put it, that it should be some kind of, you have your own life. If they want, you can have a visit home. Can have a visit home, and for us who work away, we are privileged to have that. But there is a very big challenge of maybe my brother, my sister, or any other friend that has grown up in the village and has built in the village and is bringing his wife to the village. And it's even worse if they have supported you to marry.
Aya bas.
They say our wife.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
Oh, they
It's-
help you to corn.
Yes, I contributed the cow. Then they will think that favor should always be there, not knowing that relationship is supposed to be for two people.
True.
Anything intimate and what, and there are boundaries. There are boundaries that should not. No one should go beyond.
Yeah, even though you help to give them
Even
money.
if you've helped me, you cannot do certain things. So those are the things that we need to regulate.
Wow.
And as a man, you have to look at that.
External factors or external people, there is good and bad in it. But on the good side, I will say on the boys' side, true friends, each man knows his true friends. There are those who are just workmates. Not that every person who stays around a man is his friend. There are those he knows, there are those he works with, but among them, there is a true friend. Yes. So those true friends are the ones when you come and say, I want to marry this girl. That's the one who's going to be the happiest. Say, I was waiting for this. And he will see you through through thick and thin, whether there's a trouble, he's going to push you, support you. He's not going to sell you off. But there are those hanging friends who always want to also grab your woman. They are waiting for the slightest to come and tie information upside down to the woman and then grab your woman. So those scenarios happen.
Also them.
So that is why in a relationship, when a man has a problem, it's rare when men talk. Men don't talk. But when a man comes to you to come and say, bro, I have a ABCD problem at home, you know. If usually another man will not know that I am this one's best friend. They will not know. Because when your mate, they be throwing insult, they be accusing each other, quarreling, throwing bad language. Actually, that's how men behave. When the man comes abusing you around, abusing your mother next to you, that's actually your friend.
The true one.
Yeah.
You know, in all relationship, there are moments where things are hard, there are disagreements, and so when we like we said earlier on, we need to involve the third party to fix, like you said, but we need to be a little careful on who we, bring to help fix. Otherwise, you said very well.
When should I be careful with a third party in my marriage? Not so.
Yeah, in your relationship.
In relationship, not just marriage as such. Number one, I need to. It starts from how much freedom have you given from the onset to the third party, to the people. If you've started approaching people for help right from the start. Number two, we have scenarios where you're not doing so well. I mean, like in terms of resources. You get it? Eh? You're not doing so well in terms of resources. Now, over-engaging people will literally what? Expose your inability to provide for your family. Because sometimes you've slept angry, your wife will have, because you've gotten too used to the other person, your wife will have to report.
True.
Accuse you.
And tell, man, this guy is not providing. And any issue that has gotten out of your house to the next door, that is not a very safe information.
Exactly.
There's a high chance that before evening, your uncle in Agung now
Will
knows.
call you.
Will call you.
Say, my son, what is the problem?
What is that? You did not tell to your uncle in Agung, but because you already, it is out of your any
Compound.
information out of
Compound now.
which you have let it out. It is already for a public consumption.
True,
You
true,
get it?
true,
So
true.
it will be very easy if you over trust people with your information. It will be very easy for your information to reach very many people at once.
True,
So
true.
in such a scenario where you're not doing good, scan the people you approach for support and help. Is this the right person who I can approach? Are these the people I can approach? Because there are two categories of people. There's one that you'll even decide to say, let me first take my wife. My wife first go to visit the uncle, my uncle, all my kids, because I am still not doing so well. You get it? Now, that you have exposed your weakness to provide for your family. And any man who feel he cannot provide for the family, he feels so insubordinated. He feels so weak. He'll feel like, man, my kids, I cannot provide for my kid. So that is going to help you break it the more. Now, when people start talking about it, my brother Desmond, when people start talking about your inability to provide, that is the last blow.
The women are supposed to know that my job as a woman is to protect my husband.
Yes.
True.
Because if the woman
true.
does not protect the husband's image, breaks the husband more. If you break your husband, you break your home.
Thank you. Ambrose, you wanted to already add something before Doctor came in. So
I'm going to disagree with him in some.
you wanted to disagree with Patrick?
Yes.
Okay.
He
Yes.
was categorizing it in a way that there are situations that you should. But for me, the question was, when should you be careful with the third party? For me, at all times. Any third party, you don't know what is in behind, what the person is thinking. So for me, at all times, you should be careful with the third party. That's why the doctor was saying, you should sieve the information that you're going to share. You don't just share information because
Not anyhow.
not anyhow. At all times, because as I'm sharing information with you, I should be able to know that if I share this with my brother Martin, he's able to give me his point of view. But even as he's sharing with me based on what I've told him, I should also be able to select
What to share?
What to implement.
What to
What to
implement.
implement.
Yes. I don't just say that Martin is my best friend.
Hey.
No,
So
he has
I
told me
should
this and
implement
this
all.
and this. I should implement. No.
True.
He's advising me, and I have the time and the thought to reflect on what you have told me and shift out that I think this one doesn't work for me.
True. Yes. Thank you. You know,
Okay.
I see you are burning.
Now, I want to react. I want to give my submission.
Yes.
Basically, one on engaging third party into your relationship.
Yes.
As a man, you need to first make your own decision, even when before involving other people. Because if you just rely on a decision that people make for you, and then you go by it, for me, I feel like you're not trying to stand as a man and that masculinity as a man in your home. Stand your ground as a man and have maintained the masculinity. Support the woman, because you see, even the women, they love the men who are very supportive.
Yes.
So as a man, you're not stuck. You're there because that's actually one thing that women gets to they
Attracted.
marry and attract. Just know, understand your role as a man, and that's all.
There is always that quote that a woman, they said, when a man makes more money, he thinks about marrying and making a family. But when a woman makes more money, becomes independent woman. So they see no reason of why they must be married. They must have husbands. This is what happens in the society. So I don't think it's the man's lack of confidence which causes that. Even a confident man will become a victim. Yes, this happens. Lucky men, there are lucky men out there who
Are you not a
supported
man
their
babe?
wives. No, I'm a victim on the left. There are lucky men out there who supported their women who made money. And the women support their husbands. Everything goes well. When a woman starts talking about my money is my money, your money is our money, now you have a problem. You understand? So there you are stuck. With your 500,000, you must pay rent, you must pay food, medical bills, you must pay school fees. And then you pay our money for hair or whatever they call the pedicure or whatever they call it. And then she's having her 5 million there intact. Her money. The other one is our money.
Because you're the man.
So that does not have anything to do with a man's self-confidence. It is a purely external factor or something you cannot control. So there you're innocent, you become a victim. So that's why I wanted to start from the woman's money.
Doctor, we are running out of time already. But I see this topic. We still want to expand more and more. So let's agree together. Let's add more 20 minutes.
Okay,
and
you wait.
and
Let me
close.
jump over the woman's money. I've stopped on
then
the
you hand
woman's
over
money.
to Ambrose. Ambrose
Okay.
was also boiling. Then
So,
we shall address the
I
last,
go
the last
back.
section of
The
it.
one I wanted to start with is the influence of in-laws. As I mentioned earlier on, influence is all about power and money. So sometimes the in-laws influence their daughter to control you so that they can benefit from what you do. And then on the contrary, your brothers or your uncles also see the woman as what? An enemy, trying to influence you to
Against
channel
them.
money the other side when they also need money from you. So you are caught up between a hard rock, between a rock and a hard ground, or between the frying pan and the fire. So that is where you get caught up. So that's where the in-laws come in. There are some in-laws who are supportive. They want to make sure that the marriage works. But there are those who want to say, what can we pick
Out of this
marriage? Female friends. It is better for your wife to have few female friends than many. If your wife has very many female friends, you are doomed. Because women deal with comparison. I do like this with my husband. My husband does like this. My husband do like this. They will collect all that to look and implement on you. You will break.
Irrespective of the amount of the money that your wife could be earning, you should be able to provide. And how do you provide? If you are the provider and the wife is keeping the money, you don't measure your standard based on what someone else is earning. So if I am earning 500,000, I am the one providing. You cannot now push me that because you earn 1 million, I
You
should
must
now live,
provide that more
I
than
must
that.
provide at the level of 1 million. You understand? Eh?
Yeah.
So if it comes to rent, the moment you shifting, if your wife advises you that we need to shift to another house of a higher amount, you should first think, am I able to pay this rent if she leaves? Because eventually it will be hard. You will be living beyond your means. So that is something that, as a man, irrespective of how much the wife is, and if you want to have a peaceful relationship and what, you should be able to live within the means.
It is impractically impossible to avoid that party. Because whether you want it or you don't want it, they will come.
We will come, actually.
You will come.
Yes. we will
And you
come.
cannot influence what they are
You
going to tell you.
cannot influence what they're going to tell you. Yes.
We will arrive.
Now, when they come, you'll know the one with bad intention, you can't even know it.
True.
But the one with at least good intention, that you can entrust. Like you can entrust. Like I have been away, but I had a couple of people that I can tell them there's this issue at home. Go and help me handle. You get it? That one you know you can trust these people. Now when it comes to the issue of finances and money, that belongs to the woman. A man who puts his heart that the money that my wife
is earning.
The money my wife is earning is everything. You are doomed.
You're dead.
And then you have gotten married.
There
to
you
this
become
woman.
a sugar baby.
Yes. And then you've gotten married to a woman. You got married to a woman
Yes.
who has built a big house, and you made a mistake.
You saved it there.
This is now
Our home. You
Our
go
home.
and stay there.
You stay there. That is
In my
another-
village, they will call you ambassador.
That one, the woman has married you. A quick example. This couple, in their late age, they got together. They got married, luckily. But the man had nothing. The woman was supported to build a house. They all shifted in this beautiful, fancy house, and they were staying together. Eh? Now, the woman has too much power in the house and what? The man. Of course, everyone knows this house belongs to this woman. Now, the woman brought the mother.
May not be there.
Brought the mother, our mother, in the
come
house
and stay.
to come in and stay in the house. Now, when the mother came in the house, she came knowing this is the
My
house
daughter's
for my
house.
daughter.
Yeah.
Now, this man had no power. You get it? She had no power. He had no power at all. So the only thing, he was being sent back and forth. Now, the mother-in-law started putting words like, like he started throwing words to make him feel very
Bad.
little, very bad.
Less of a
Ah,
person like
this
that.
house, this house is even not you. Which kind of man are you? Now the guy came seeking advice so that the woman can send away the mother. The only advice which was given to this man
Is to leave
get
the house.
out of the house, build whether it's a grass thatch house or any kind of, whether it's a mud house, build and pick your wife. Go with your wife in your home,
You are on.
in your own home. You get it? Whether it's a grass thatched house, it is
yours.
where you have the power.
True.
So
True.
your masculinity depend on where you're staying. If you're staying in the house of a woman,
Ambassador.
your masculinity will be way so little.
So true.
So for you to have that your position of being a man, now one, don't depend on the money the woman receives. But all this money that belongs to a woman can be yours. How? Don't be surprised at the end of the month, the woman brings for all the money and say,
True.
"My husband,
True.
this is the money we have received."
True.
This depends on treatment. Because what the woman is looking for in a man is security. Do I see a future together with this man? Am I having the security with the man? Now, when you give her the security, you give her the love, you give her the security she wants. Trust me, all the money she'll get, she'll bring here and say, "My husband, this let's plan." I know Desmond want to say something on that, but it will happen because it has ever
Last
happened.
time we were very small. We feel like
What has happened? For example,
You people are overpowering me. Yeah.
you get me? What has happened? Example to me.
Yes.
You see, me and all of us we work. My wife also works. I also work. We receive money. She receives certain amount of money. I also receive certain amount of money. Now, what we agreed in a house, in a marriage house, as me and her, is this is a year I'm going to focus on development. Talk of food,
You buy.
you buy. Talk of you get this
Utility
little
bills.
utility bills, meet them.
I'll pay school fees.
And together, we
Yeah.
agreed.
Wow.
Now, I don't feel bad. I don't feel little when I come home and eat the food she bought.
Exactly.
And she does not feel like this man is what?
It's not.
You also
He's
build
not-
the
he's
house.
not contributing.
Who build the house? You build the house.
You get it? So at the end of the day, it all comes down to agreement on what you agree. But now, if you are not doing what you agreed
Supposed to
on,
do.
your money, instead of building a house, you're using on other women. But food she's buying, then that is where she's going to feel insecure.
Actually, they are very-
But there's a
very
section of
misunderstanding
women, Mr. Chairman, sir. There's a section of women. The last one I talked to last week, she told me, Patrick, for me, I will not try. As I talk, I am building my own house. I have bought my land. I am building
That
my
one
own
is
house.
That one has already made her mind.
That's
So
already
that
not
one-
good. That one doesn't want
that one
husband.
has a farmer.
And then I asked, is your husband aware of
already-
what you're doing? She said,
That one already has a goal somewhere.
So that one is planning already to run away.
So
Let-
everything
Gentlemen, allow me to own the house again.
We are going to do this thing for another 1 hour.
Gentlemen, I think let us I am thinking let us proceed with this series even next month. Let's pick from here. And next month I want us to purposely focus on now how do we strike the balance, and I want us to expound it into details, the different ways we can strike the balance.